You need Kabari to come out slow enough that it whiffs, but fast enough that you don't get thrown, right? So you don't want this happening. But you also don't want this happening. You want to get somewhere in between, right? And then that to happen. You can get a lot off of that. Same with the other side. Same thing. So it's all muscle memory. And if you could, Zato's not the one to do this with because he has weird animations, but right there, whatever the hell that is, you want to slide right through when it looks like that. Probably should have picked a better one, but yeah, you get the point. And playing around with that is fun. So once they have to respect it, they're going to have to either backdash or they're going to have to just take the block. They're just going to block. And I can get into that. So for instance, so let's say guard after first hit, right? You can just throw. That's not to say that you can't, that's exactly safe. It's just, it's an alternative. You can do that. You can stagger, so there's ways of getting out of that if they end up respecting it. And that's assuming that they block correctly. They don't have to deal with a low, and they don't have to deal with, an overhead. So they have to keep that in mind too. So it's more than just a left-right mix. It's a left-right, up-down. It's four ways. And I know that, and it's getting them to know that too. And then there's backdashing. So let's say the character wants to backdash. Here we go. This doesn't happen a lot for some reason, but you can do that. It's going to catch the backdash. So you try to backdash it all day. And it just looks really funny. So I don't think you want to do that. But it doesn't happen a lot in my experience. I do this all the time. So generally what happens, because you're not going to be pulling this out all the time. And there's nothing that's going to beat just a straight up, nothing's going to beat that. But if you're trying to mix the way that I do it, I'm just letting you know what generally comes to their mind when they're confronted with it. They're worried about the left and right. And it's a lot harder to do the front-facing one because it's hard to make it really, it's better on bigger bodies. Something like that. Because sometimes you could do it the close slash too early. I don't know if I can pull it off here. No, that's not it. Yeah, I can't do it. There's times where that will whiff, and you're in trouble. And it's not because they backdash. I can't emulate that now, but it's all about the timing. We're getting that down where they're not too sure. But again, if they block that, it's the same thing. So let's say you set that to guard. Sorry, that's not it. First hit. Oops, not what I want. You still have some leeway right there. Not as much, but you're kind of back to just blocking and so on and so forth. You can't do anything too much more than that. You can't stagger or anything like that. But if you have them on the ropes, you could probably do something like that. The biggest thing you want to keep in mind is when you're over here in the corner, and it's very easy to really mix them up that way. So for instance, this in this, it's very hard to deal with. So a lot of times, once they get used to the fact that you're going to always go on the same side, they're going to start blocking that way. And it's very difficult for them, for any height, any size, to really get a handle on it, right? Because you could do all sorts of stuff from here. So, let's say, that's not the wall splat I want. So yeah, there's just making them aware of the fact that you can side switch and then either go into this or there's a lot of stuff you can do. I don't have this set to throw yet, so all of that, if I do, so when I set this to throw, all of that can be done the same way. So boom, wakes up and throws, right? Etc. So same side, opposite side, etc. Another thing too, when you know that they're going to get counter hit, there's this combos. Give me a second. So on and so forth. So you can get into tether from that as well. Now you can extend this. You can do this. Oh, that's annoying. Let me see. A little bit more technical. And you know, the difference between the damage here, that's 109 to what was that? 109 and 149. That's not, you know, that's not nothing. So keep that in mind. If that's something you may want to extend it further to get, you know, some more damage. The biggest deal about all of this is scaling. So you're getting most of your damage off the first couple of hits anyway. Baiken gets a lot off just small counter hits, small hits. You know, she deals a lot of damage. Yeah, you got that going for you too. And if you really want to be crazy, you can do something like this. You can get a burst out of that. Or you can do something like this. This is all assuming that you know they're going to try to throw it. You can do this. You got this going on. If you're that certain that's what they're going to do. And generally that is what's going to happen. So it's very fun. So just, you know, there's so much that can happen off of that. And you can do it the same way on like this. Blah, 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 blah. So you got this as well. Right? The new bread and butter. But you can also do this. Right, so that's 184. To 179. So, you know, it actually does more damage.